Just as a preliminary to this meditation session, giving a little bit of thought of practicing awareness of feelings and the impermanence of feelings, the arising and ceasing of feelings. As many people have been practicing with the Goenkanji and the Vipassana methods of the sweeping of the body and aware of the feelings on the surface of the skin. There's another way to contemplate feelings, which I personally believe is quite fruitful. And this is more in the area of citta nupassana. And so in this area where the kind of the base of the mind is, whatever hindrances are occurring when you have your meditation, manifesting as thoughts and desires, or craving for, craving not for, thoughts of things you want, thoughts of things you don't want, restlessness, anxiety, sleepiness, all of these things will have a feeling component in that area. And then any mood, a good mood, a bad mood, there'll be pleasant, neutral or unpleasant feelings. And when we're doing breath meditation, because the breath is passing through this area, it's also possible to be mindful of the breath and then also be basically aware of these other feelings, different type of feeling occurring. And when I was a novice, I went to pay respects to a senior monk called Lumpo Panyawato, who was a senior disciple of Ajahn Mahabua, and he recommended this practice of being aware of the feelings in that part of the body associated with the mind states, and to notice the way they change and the way they cease. Because particularly if you watch the breath coming in and coming out in that area, in the area of the heart, and then you start to also be mindful of these other feelings as they move around, arising and ceasing, then I do think this is a fertile field for contemplation, and to see the arising, staying for some time, ceasing of feelings, and possibly in a more clear and precise way than with this sweeping, because the sweeping can be actually has kind of components of samatha. This kind of sweeping thing is very calming, but aware of the breath, the mind becomes very peaceful, and then one notices the arising and ceasing of these feelings in this area. I think that cessation can be known with quite a bit of clarity. So I've personally had some good results. And it was that monk who gave that advice was reputed to be an anagami. So he was very, very respected. And so I thought I might share that was his advice. But we'll start with some metta again. And sitting straight. All the things we were considering earlier in the morning, the fact that we're still affected by greed, hatred and delusion. We have the experience of unsatisfactoriness, association with the dislike, separation from the liked, painful feelings associated with having a body. So we're still in this conditioned experience, a samsaric experience. And so simply because of that, simply because there is some suffering, then we wish ourselves well as a support while we navigate through samsara and to heaven and beyond, as the Lord Buddha's teaching, pointing to heaven and beyond. So loving kindness cultivation is a tremendous support in helping us to reach heaven and beyond. So simply because there is a fact of suffering, and simply because we wish to go beyond that, experience something beyond suffering, then we simply make that wish. If we can do it very sincerely, then it's very helpful. Give rise to a genuine, sincere, warm, loving, kind, accepting feeling in the heart area associated with that wish. Breathing in, may I be well. Breathing out, may I be happy. And breathing in, may I be well. And breathing out, may I be happy. Giving rise to a warm, loving feeling, wholesome emotion. Breathing in, generating loving kindness, allowing it to arise in heart area. Breathing in, may I be well. And breathing out, allowing that warm, loving feeling to spread, to fill the whole chest area. May I be happy. And remembering that the attitude of loving kindness has no judgment. It's not rejecting the experience. It's not pushing away an experience. It's simply adding good wishes, kind wishes. Responding to the experience of having challenges, frustrations, difficulty, responding with kindness and opening the heart. And breathing in, may I be well. And breathing out, may I be happy. Sincerely wishing yourself well. then we add a couple of other people. If you want to think of a couple of people in the room for whom you find it easy to feel loving kindness towards, some kalyana mitta. Breathing in, wish yourself well, may I be well. And breathing out, bringing these couple of other people to mind and sincerely wishing them well. And breathing in, may I maintain well-being, may I be safe, may I be healthy, these kind of thoughts. And breathing out, may these other people who also aspire to be happy, may they be well, may they maintain well-being, may they be safe, and may they grow in Dhamma, experiencing more and more peace, those kind of thoughts, that kind of wish. And breathing in, may I be well, the warmth of loving kindness radiating inwardly. And breathing out, may these Dhamma friends of mine be well, be happy. And it's important to be sincere. You truly wish this, and deeply wish this. And breathing in, may I be well. And breathing out, may my Dhamma friends be well. And now just turning to the awareness of the breathing, focusing on trying to know the feelings involved with in and out breathing with clarity, moment by moment. Every single breath is different, so noticing the nuance, just being aware, the beginning, middle and end of an in-breath, the space in between, and the middle, beginning and end of an out-breath, another space. And observe the breath in the place where you can feel it most clearly, most consistently. In Thailand we're using Buddho as well, if that's helpful. Parikamma, using some syllables with a wholesome connotation to help restrain a thinking mind. And breathing in, aware of the feelings, Buddh. Breathing out, aware of the feelings of breathing, Do. Now, Buddho is synonymous with the awakened one, alert, awake, mindful. It's a subtle positive affirmation as well about our intention in the meditation to cultivate wakefulness, presence of mind, clarity. Breathing in, Buddh. Breathing out, aware of all the feelings, a gentle mental recitation, Do, Buddho, Buddho. Giving an interest to the breath meditation, paying close attention to the feelings involved with in and out breathing, trying not to think about the past and future, other places, other people, allowing the mind to rest in the present moment within the parameters of the body. Aware of one in-breath, aware of one out-breath. Aware of the in-breath, But. Aware of the out-breath, Do. In a couple more minutes, we do a little bit more body contemplation, since I was talking about the benefits earlier today. And get a little bit more practice. Just as we can use the syllables Buddho while doing breath meditation, when we do the body contemplation of various parts, we can use the Pali word. On this occasion, we'll be looking at the teeth, and the Pali words are danta. So just placing mindful awareness in that part of the body, simply aware of teeth in the mouth. Little rows of white, stone-like teeth. Breathing in, danta. Breathing out, danta. Simply knowing teeth as teeth. Not judging, not wishing they were straighter or whiter or different in any way. Simply knowing them as they are. Earth element, placing the awareness in that area and simply knowing teeth. Breathing in, danta. Breathing out, danta. Placing the mindful awareness in that area of the body, knowing teeth as they are, simply resting the awareness there, allowing the awareness to settle and penetrate, and to know this nature, not I, not mine. Simply teeth. And consider things in various different ways when consciousness has gone from this body. Suppose this body is buried in a coffin. skeleton and teeth remain after the worms eat flesh, and there'll be nothing there thinking these are my teeth. It'll just be white stone-like material, no consciousness attached. Earth element. So simply knowing this nature, and breathing in, knowing teeth as they are, danta. And breathing out, danta. Sometimes you can try to visualize them a little bit for a minute or so, and then you just try to place the awareness there and try to know it. Just know with truth discerning awareness the nature of teeth, earth element. And breathing in, danta, and breathing out, danta. Now I'd like you to bring to mind the skull. The teeth are actually attached to the skull, the jawbone and the upper part of the skull. Just becoming aware of this bone that encapsulates the brain. The eyeballs are sitting within this skull. Simply placing the awareness in the head area, being mindfully aware that there is a big bone there, a skull bone with eye sockets and a jawbone. And the Pali word is ati. And breathing in, ati, and breathing out, ati. Simply knowing earth element nature of the skull bone. Trying to simply be aware of, placing the awareness, knowing the skull in the present moment, bone, breathing in, ati, breathing out, ati. then just considering that the concrete floor that we're sitting on is earth element also, made from limestone, big rocks, mixed in with ground up rocks, cement powder made from limestone mixed in with crushed up rocks, sand, water, becomes concrete, earth element, and just considering that this earth element under us, and then the earth that the building sits upon, and then the earth in the body, the teeth and the skull have the same nature. The Pali word, patavi. So just being aware of earth element as earth element, breathing in, patavi, and breathing out, patavi. Aware of earth element as simply earth element, not I, not mine, not self, not other. Breathing in, patavi, and breathing out, patavi. And now just coming back to the breath for the last few minutes of the meditation, returning to knowing the feelings of breathing, anapanasati. And try to know the entire in-breath and the entire out-breath. Breathing in, Put, breathing out, Do, mindfully aware of the breathing. In the last couple of minutes of the meditation, you might wish to recollect that listening to Dhamma, contemplating Dhamma, chanting, meditating, these kinds of activities produce punya or merit, and you might like to consciously dedicate that merit. Parents, teachers, friends, relatives, or all beings, however you like to dedicate it. We often do the chanting, but the transference of merit doesn't really occur because of the chanting. It occurs because of the intention of the mind to share some of the happiness and well-being that you're experiencing. So for dedicating merit or transferring merit to be more effective, it's good if we sincerely intend that. Think of the being or beings that you wish to dedicate merit with, share merit with, and sincerely share. Ask them to rejoice in your practice, and may they be well, may they be happy. was just saying a little earlier, Mr. Da, I'm not sure if you heard, Lumpur Panyawado, a senior disciple of Ajahn Mahabua, believed to have been an anagami. When I met him as a novice, he was saying that he got some quite good results from observing feelings in this area associated with the mind states, arising and ceasing and changing. So that the vipassana method of the sweeping, it's almost like a samatha element to it, the repetition. But if one is practicing breath meditation in that area, and then is also aware, because every hindrance or every kilesa that manifests in that citta area will have feelings associated with it, and so will samadhi, tranquility, passaddhi, piti, sukha, all of it has feelings, pleasant, neutral and unpleasant. And so while taking the breath meditation, being aware of the breath, but then also aware of those other feelings in that area, one can notice change and cessation with quite a bit of clarity and precision. And he said that he got some quite good results from doing that. And I also, in my experience of when doing retreats, I've had some good results with when seeing that cessation, particularly in that area. Know it very, very clearly. So it's a similar, Ajahn has said about methods, that it's not really so much about the method, so it's more about the mindfulness that the method generates. So whatever method is conducive to a more profound sense of clarity and presence that sees three characteristics, then that's a good method for you. And personally, I am grateful to Goenkaji, because it was the first retreat I did when I was 22 at the time, 21 actually. And it was because of that retreat that on day 8 I had a peaceful experience. Until day 8 it was all just pain, as far as I remember anyway, because I'd never sat on the floor before really. So was it 12 hours of sitting or whatever it is? Pain in the knees, pain in the back, pain in the shoulders. And day 8 I had an experience where all of the pain was just gone, and the mind felt content and full and cool, for probably like deeply content and cool, I think for the first time this lifetime. And then there was some recognition of this is what I've been looking for, because I hadn't known what I was going to do with my life. And I knew I was looking for something, but I hadn't found it. And then also his Dhamma talks, when Goenkaji explained dukkha as being the characteristic, unsatisfactoriness as being the characteristic of life, I felt so relieved, because I was thinking, it is dukkha. And I thought it was only me that thought that, because everyone else was committed to trying to be happy, and I just knew careers, relationships, things, that's not going to make me happy, but something's wrong with me, because it seems that most other people seem to be content with chasing these things, but I knew that couldn't make me happy. I had a special gift for suffering. And when he explained that dukkha is a characteristic, and then another thing, I can't remember the exact words because it's 25 years ago now, but how I remember it was that he said, basically you're causing the suffering yourself as well, because of your own attachments. One of those talks was talking about dukkha and the fact that it's our own attachment and greed and hatred that causes us to suffer. And there was something in me that really respected the truth of that and really agreed. It's like, ultimately you can't really blame anyone else for your suffering. It is something that you're doing, and it is something that you have to learn not to do. And I felt so relieved. It is suffering. Someone else agrees. And the other thing he said, which was very important, of course, was that if you want the results of meditation, you have to do it every day. And so I actually did. As a result of that retreat, I committed to a daily meditation practice. The way I remember it was an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening for about a month. And then it was once a day, an hour for another month, and then 45 minutes after that. And got down to 20 minutes a day, and then I went to Thailand But I think the merit of having that day, sound familiar? Yeah. But the merit of committing to a daily meditation practice, I think, was instrumental in having the merit to go to Thailand. So I am very grateful to Goenkaji. But we also have to teach from our own experience and from what has worked for us and what I've heard from my teachers. And so certainly Ajahn emphasizes the death contemplation, the metta cultivation, and the body contemplation, as well as the anapanasati and the buddhanusati. And what I was saying, what Lumpur Apanyawado was suggesting, to contemplate the arise and cessation of feelings associated with mind states in that area. He said he got some very good results with that. And so I just wanted to share that with you. I think it's tea time now.